Hello world. Welcome to OnlyFillers Podcast, the secret invasions to you MCU. I'm LDJ, and with me it's Steve, aka Sausa TV, aka the Escalator. What's up, fish? Still
The
staying
bird
beautiful.
to your relationship.
The bird is.
Nah, it's all good. How are things going? How is life going? But how is the Eagle Country going? How is heat treating you? How is the I don't know global
So
warming?
heat heat was very hard last month, July. This month it started here where I am, like with a little bit of rain, which helped a lot to cool down the temperature. It's getting up again, rising again. So it's not as crazy as in Texas, I guess. So we don't get into the 110 Fahrenheit or something like that, but we do get into the high 90s, almost 100 time to time to time. Today is doing a great day, so it's for pool. I mean, it's like sunny and stuff like that. So yeah, we've been enjoying pool with my daughter a lot. So they have been going to the pool like almost twice a week or three times a week, something like that. I join them maybe once a week because of everything I have to do. So, but yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Just the thing of living in seasons is that you learn to appreciate like the moment because you know that it's not gonna last.
Yeah, something
So
else will come either way.
yeah, so this is not gonna last. So in 1 month we're gonna start having the fall, and then in another 3 months we're gonna start having winter, so you appreciate like having this weather, and then when you are in other weathers you have to find a way also to enjoy that. So yeah, it's been great. I guess that's my take on it. Here where I am, it's cold. It's warm. It's hot. It gets humid down in DC.
Yeah,
So when we
I
go,
was going to ask you that. Is it humid?
yeah. So we're close to different like rivers and lakes and ocean. So
Hmm.
it can get very humid, especially when you
Mm.
go like to DC. DC is very humid also because it has the water of the river right there. So when you go near the rivers, it's more humid. So it can get humid in this area, in this zone where we are. A lot of lakes, a lot of water sources or water bodies around us. So that can get humid, especially DC. DC can get very humid, close to Barranca style, something like that, just
Yeah,
because of the amount of
because
water.
heat is bad. Heat is annoying. Everyone knows that. If you're team heat, I don't care. You're crazy. But yeah, you just you're built different. I don't know. But humidity makes it so much worse that it makes it annoying. Like you're cooking yourself under your clothes in a way, in a steamy way, sweaty, and it's like that. I don't know. You're wet all day. I don't know. And
Yeah,
I hate it.
Thailand was like that. Thailand is very Bangkok is very humid.
Yeah, that I
Uh,
heard. Hmm.
yeah, so no, it's humidity makes it works because of yeah, as you said, you are like your clothes is all stitchy and wet. Yeah, it's not that fun when you have humidity. But so are you team cold because your wife is absolutely not team cold?
Nah, she's been getting better lately, actually. But yeah, no, she can't stand it. I rather be like Bogota in Colombia is okay for me. It's just fine. It's not
So
cold. It's
okay.
yeah, it's fine. The only thing that annoys me from Bogota's weather is that you go out and it's sunny, and 2 seconds later it's rainy, and
Bipolar.
the city collapses, and and yeah, that's the bad thing. But I like that weather. I like, and
Mm,
the best thing I found
interesting.
about cold weather is that you can wear a jacket, and I love having extra pockets to pull things.
To put things.
Yeah, to carry things, and I really like that. Yeah, that's the thing I like about cold weather. I Because here I go pretty much in shorts everywhere, because I couldn't care less. But I wear cargo pants because they have the extra pockets, so
Yeah.
I pull things there, and there's a lot of people that don't like that kind of
Outfit.
style, I
Yeah.
guess,
I
because it
use
looks trashy. I don't know. I don't care. I got pockets. You don't.
I lose cargo. I use cargo shorts here too, and other. Yeah, it's hot. I don't want to use like a sweatpant or even a jean.
Even a
Yeah,
jean is annoying in hot weather. A jean is like, why are you doing that to yourself?
yeah. I don't like using jeans here like when we are in the summer. That's for sure. So that yeah, I am all day in shorts or cargo pants, something like that. And when I go outside. So man, have you been playing? Are you
Nothing.
are you done with Yakuza? Man,
No,
you suck. You
it's
suck, man.
no, it's I don't know. I haven't been able to actually sit down and play in peace. Many things going on, and when I get out of work, I'm like, I don't want to. I just like I can't be bothered. Uh, so I've been reading a lot, and 3 books in deep into The Witcher. So that's pretty much what's been taking my time. And when I'm not doing that, I've been playing mobile games. I've been playing Plant vs Zombies 2, which is
My
like a really,
God,
really, really old game
you've
for
joined what you swear to destroy, man. You are.
yeah, I'm playing Fortnite, so yeah, so definitely.
Uh,
And I'm but people, I guess,
you're one of
is
them.
yeah, I became that rat kid, basically, because now I have skins and doing quests,
I'm
and
doing battle passes.
and doing battle pass and all that. I didn't pay for it. I stand by that. But it's, I don't know. It's just like, because it's those games that you just sit down, play, and you're done with it. Like, it's not, you're not going through a narrative or something like that. And in the back of my head, and I've been seeing this debate lately, and we have talked about it a little bit. Like,
But yeah,
the thought of only thinking that a game is 80 hours in the back of my head is like, yeah, when I'm going to finish that, or something like that.
wow.
Or yeah, no, lately, and Yakuza has been like that because I play like a lot, and it's like, guys, I know I still got a few hours, like maybe 10 or 20 hours left on it. I'm like, I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it, but it's like, and then you see games like, I don't know. We're gonna talk about this today, and I know of it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about Baldur's Gate, that is like 100 plus hours game. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So this is I don't know. Maybe this is a 180-degree shift for you because you used to be like very into story games, right?
Yeah.
And story-driven games, right? Like all of them, I guess, right? And even when last year the debate was going on between uh, God of War and Elden Ring, so the knockoff to Elden Ring was, oh, it doesn't have like a story-driven um, narrative. So that's interesting that now you are like, okay, I like Fortnite because it doesn't have a narrative. You are just
Yeah, it's the
done with it.
irony.
Yeah, you can see the irony because I know you for a long time. Like, okay, so it's not like a 100. Even mobile games, right? Like Plant versus Zombie, there is no. narrative there. This is just gameplay, short gameplay, like levels, and you're done with it. Versus what you used to enjoy, right? That were like very, um, yeah, very story driven. Like Yakuza is very story driven because the
Mm.
gameplay is not the best for all of them, right? There are up
Yeah,
and
it's
all games.
short cycles of gameplay, I guess, because the main is the story. Basically, you're done with it, and
Yeah.
that's the game. That's the main. You can there are side stories and stuff, and those make you laugh, and they are funny, and things happen. And but I haven't played Yakuza like in a week again. I know I gotta play, but work's been giving me a pain. Now it's getting work is getting a little bit easier, but these past 2 weeks were I didn't. Yeah, so it
So
was.
let me give you an alternative theory. Let me see if this makes sense to you. When I used to read like a story, or when I'm watching like deep a series, I can, and I am into the story of the series or into the story of the book. I cannot start like another book in parallel or another series in parallel. I have, or another game in parallel. I have to
Mm,
finish what I am doing. So I have to finish either the series or the season, or I have
mm,
to finish the book before I jump into another story. I am very linear in that way for, again, series, books, or games. Is it maybe that because you picked the Witcher books, you are now into that storyline or into that story mode, and until you're finished with the books that you have,
most
it's not
likely,
it's not
yeah,
gonna you're not
yeah.
gonna be able to focus on another story, like heavy story like Yakuza.
Yeah, most likely is that because at the start it was Yakuza, but because it's on play, I'm playing on PlayStation. The only way I can play it is that I gotta, well, be done with work in a way and go sit there and get in the booth on the vibe of playing a game.
Yeah, for a long
But
time.
yeah, but with the book, because it's so easy, and I'm been reading on my phone. I bought it on Kindle, on Amazon Kindle. So
Hmm.
I just so if work is slow, but I still gotta be here
Here, yeah,
working, I just put my phone and start reading.
yeah.
So
Instead of scrolling Instagram or X, you're now scrolling, let's say, your book and reading it in your spare time while things are going
oh
on.
yeah, and I love physical media, and you know this.
Yeah,
I
so
love
I
I love
don't.
physical
It's a
media.
surprise. It's a surprise for me that you bought it
It
digital, man.
hurts me not having the book in a way, but it's so freaking convenient. It's so annoyingly convenient
Who are
because
you and where is Steven? Please,
yeah,
I'm gonna
no,
close
no.
this
This
chapter.
is not the first time that I read books on Kindle. I got like 20 books there, almost 20 books in there that I read, and all of them. But this, after I don't know how many years was the last time I read a book on Kindle. I can't remember, but I now I found I go to the bed and I just open the book and I start reading like on my bed sideways, and like, oh god, this is so convenient. I cannot do this with a book. And because also, well, if it's dark, the phone lights it up for you, because obviously it's a phone, it has light, so the screen lets you read anytime, anywhere. It's it's so convenient. And I wish I had the book here, because I got
The
my
collection.
setup. I got too
Yeah.
many books around. I got books around me, and I love seeing them. Like, God, this I know. Games are downloading games is convenient, but my tinfoil brain is like, no, they are not yours. They're gonna turn off the switch and they're gonna be.
Man,
You,
they are super convenient. You played Horizon with a game I bought on an account digitally, and we share it, let's say, for a while. And we've done that before. So
yeah,
it's
and there's another game in there that we haven't played. There's
yeah. Most
Near
likely,
Automata,
I'm
and
gonna buy the DLC of Horizon. So we are in different countries. It's not like I can buy the physical game and then play it and then hand it to you. Now you play it like old days, right? Now we are different countries. The digital media is easier for us to share that way. Video games, if we wanna
But the
like.
world is not ready for this next step in the evolution ladder. The world is not ready because they're trying, we do this because we trust each other. We don't care. It's just like the game is there, you can play whatever we want. Just let me know so we don't
Yeah, overlap.
get into your time and so on. But media, now Disney is gonna crack the system again because they saw Netflix getting money out of it. So they're trying to break this cycle where you can share these accounts without repercussions, but now they're gonna have. So we're gonna see how this lasts because they're going the way I thinking. Like they're trying to take control. They're trying to control their narrative. Like you gotta buy your own account, or you gotta keep it to yourself, or I don't know.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
have a theory. I've been building up for years in the back of my head, like years, I still go behind it no matter what, because in a way, and the way I see the world right now, like there's is not, how our parents had it easy because their economy was much better.
yeah.
Like we cannot replicate what they did.
No, no, no,
It's
not exactly. Yeah,
not exactly, or not even close, or at least not in the same organic way. You
yeah.
gotta,
For
you get.
example,
Hmm.
housing is much
Oh no,
more
housing isn't paid.
expensive now in relative terms versus the salary, right? So
Hmm.
the percentage of salary that you had then to be able to buy a house, like a big house now, and versus now, it's all over the place. It's disproportionate. So yeah,
and
there are
and
many
it's
things like that,
and
inflation
it's
and
hilarious because now that, yeah, I wasn't going there, but now that you mentioned that, the Yakuza games, because they are set up, the first game is set up like in the 80s
Mhm.
or something, 70s, can't remember exactly. In the game there is an economic boom because in Japan they had that. So in the first game you have billions of yen, but now in the game I'm playing right now, that is closest to our timeline, you can barely scrap by.
Yeah,
You gotta fight for your money. And going back to my point is that in my head, like there's no way to replicate what our parents did, but I feel like the way to do that is doing it between two families that, in the same way that we have been sharing accounts and all that to get the most out of our money, or save it and get the most entertainment with with the least effort. Like I think, like right now, the best way to keep doing that, and it's been proven through the small success we have been having with these streaming services, is to band up two families and start building, like maybe a house, or
yeah.
working to buying a house, because it will be much easier, more much organic, and it will make more sense because now you say you don't
It's
have only two incomes but four,
it's
and now
it's
it's doable.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because that's something that is actually happening here in my state where I live.
Hmm.
So last year when I was invited to by some friends to Thanksgiving, we went down to a town or a city that was very popular, like maybe 10 years, 20 years ago, for middle class because it had great schools and it had like great benefits and stuff like that, and housing was great. But now, since housing is more expensive, what especially Latin families are doing is that they are joining together like two families or even three families, depending on the size of the house, because some of these houses can be very big. Some of them
Right.
are not, but yeah, like two houses, for example. and what they are doing is that they are coming together and buying a house, and they live like two families in one house, right? Or even sometimes renting, which I don't think it's smart enough, but maybe what that's their thing. But yeah, they come and they buy a house, and they live like two families, and they pay and all that stuff. And I've been seeing also that within families, like families, like blood relatives, like they get together and they say, "Hey, let's put together our wealth and our income as a family to go and ask for a bigger um,
Loan, the better
loan."
loan.
Yeah, better loan, right? Because if I go alone, it's only my job and my income that is going to back up that loan. But if we go with two or three incomes, right, now it's okay,
And you get better rates and all
better
that.
rates and more money, right? So that you
Hmm.
can get, I don't know, $2 million or something like that, and you can buy not only one house, but maybe you can buy a building unit to rent it out, and then get money that way, and then you buy, stuff like that. I've seen like that collaborative economy, especially between families or close yeah, relatives or close friends, family, like get together and try to do it like that way. Because yeah, one salary alone is not enough. It's just because of
No,
what I said. It's just the percentage of the salary now versus what a house is worth. It's disproportionate. So you need to
yeah,
bundle.
unless you're a high-end banker or something like that, it's not doable. Or some, and any job with where you are a CEO and you're paid millions, some crap
Yeah,
like that.
something
That
like
is
that.
not, yeah. But you see, people are catching up.
Yeah, some people believe that here a lot. So man, um, Baldur's Gate 3, right? It's all over the
I love the
internet.
transition from economic facts to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before I go into that, let me ask you: did you go to see Oppenheimer yet, or Barbie, or
No,
any of
no,
that
I
jazz?
no, we haven't tried. No, because I've been like I mentioned, the only way to watch a movie is like maybe during the week or the weekends, but things have come up during the weekends, and in the week I don't wanna. I just wanna be done with it, and I haven't checked. I don't even know if I'm able to see it. Most likely, I'm not able to see it anymore because yeah, they take the movies really fast here in my town because it's a small town. But no, the thing that I watched was Guardians. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I, don't- I, we will. I think we will save that for next week, because I think we're gonna watch it today, and I wanna come in with fresh eyes. I did see a couple of, and don't ask me why I do this to myself, or we do this to ourselves with Sandra.
I don't know.
Uh, we watched Secret Invasion. Not all of it. I think we're like 4 chapters, 5 chapters into the series. Um, the one with the
Now
one.
I know which series is. I just wondering. I just want to see what you gotta say about
So what I gotta say
it.
about Secret Invasions, man, I have a lot to say. I have I have one particular big issue with the plot of the series, that I can just not get over it, no matter how much
It's
this
so
series.
annoying when you pick something that and you're not able to let go and you just keep seeing
No,
it.
and it's the main plot of the series.
That's even worse.
As you remember, so Secret Invasion in the comics is such a great arc, and this is such a waste opportunity. I don't know if they're gonna do this better when they go into Secret Wars, or whatever. But it's such a great arc of espionage and stuff like that, and having Avengers being also infiltrated by scrolls, and you know, knowing which Avenger is actually an Avenger or a scroll, stuff like that, right? So that's the premise, and it was such a good idea to pick up, and they hire great actors, and they have great actors and performances in this. So Nick Fury is back, Maria Hill is back, the Scrolls from the movies also is back. You have other actors coming. You have War Machine is back. So obviously they cannot afford to have like the big uh, hitters for a series. That's understandable. Like, at least they got War Machine, so they knew their limitations, but they wrote, and this is just a writer's thing, man. They wrote a bigger than life series again, without having, like you have said so many times, without having all the guys, without having like all the Avengers or all that stuff, right? I thought that they were gonna go with a more, espionage, low
Down to
key,
earth.
down
Yeah.
to earth, low key, like trying to avoid stuff from going on, like full war.
No.
uh and just go with espionage, in like Jack Ryan now, but yeah, like low key espionage, like you don't want this thing to be known, right?
Yeah,
But
like what they did with Captain America, the second one, the Winter Soldier. That they it was a superhero movie, but they had like that espionage, like the conspiracy going on, and
yeah,
I don't
yeah, I
know.
thought it was gonna be all conspiracy, but unlike the movie where you have to build up to this big fight
Hmm.
in the end, I thought that this series will not have that, right? Like it won't have like, America versus Russia war, like brink of the war. I thought it was gonna be like very, you know. So the one thing with the plot that I can understand that is that the main antagonist, the villain, of the scrolls, is now trying to replicate the DNA, the powers of the Avengers, using their DNA. That's
Hmm.
like the whole thing, and it's such a stupid thing when powers become meaningless. I hated this when they did it in Iron Man 3 with Gwyneth
Oh, okay.
Paltrow having superpowers in yoga pants. I hated every second of that, and that was a short clip. Now it's like they are able to have like the DNA of almost any Avenger. So the bad guy has the Groot abilities, like he can shift his hand into being like a Groot, and like stretching out. So I can understand that thing. I just
They ruin it for you. Like that ruin it for you.
that thing when they started to talk about the DNA of the Avengers and trying to have that, like this like machine, like out of nowhere, now we can replicate. It just makes everything. If when everyone can have powers, then it stops being special, and it's just one more thing. So if
That's the premise of the Incredibles, where the guy is trying to monetize the powers of the superheroes, and like, then I'm gonna sell them. The guy with the
yeah,
orange hair.
yeah. So that's what he's doing. He has like these scientists going through, like trying to inject or pass the powers from the Avengers to all the scrolls. So now they won't even have to hide. So now they can fight like an out one-to-one war, right? Instead of just hiding in the shadows and shape-shifting and scheming and all that stuff. So that I thought that was completely stupid. That was completely stupid, and that it just invalidated the whole point of this series, and having something like the scrolls, which are shapeshifters, and that they can, and they did like that, like the first two episodes, like that they can really infiltrate everything, the governments, and that having like that state of paranoia, they could have done such much better with that,
Yeah.
instead of trying to move fast from that into now everyone can have powers, and
Let's fight. I don't
let's
know.
fight with superpowers, and I'm not done. I haven't watched the end of the series, but yeah, it's just such a wasted storyline, which is a big storyline. So this could have been like Marvel's, like I don't know, like Phase 4, right? Like Secret Invasion, the storyline from the book from the comics could have been Phase Four and instead of multiverse, right? Or first Phase Five or whatever.
I,
You know,
they don't know what to do anymore
they don't know what to
because
do. That's
yeah.
clear because they didn't have a vision for this series,
Yeah.
which has a source material that is very very good and wide. So they don't know what to do. So I don't think like no one who knew about the about the comic from Kevin Feige's like office checked like very really like check this script, like sit down and read the script and hey, does this make sense to you? Like everyone having superpowers, is that something that we wanna, I don't know, replicate? I don't know if that happens in at some time in the comics because everything happened in the
It,
comics, but
yeah, in
just
the comics, I remember a character that has, I think it's a scroll. I'm not sure, like that has all the powers of the Fantastic Four. And I think it's a scroll, but I'm not sure. But we mentioned this before. It's impossible for them now with all the the shows, the movies, the 20 something movies, the 20 plus shows to keep a cohesive narrative and actually get the most out of it because it's just and the thing with Marvel is that they are treating it like people has to do homework in order to get the most out of the movies because the movies were the big thing, but now, oh well, in order to understand this movie completely you gotta watch these three shows, so we each one of them has two seasons or 20 episodes, I don't know, and each one of them is 1 hour, so it's a 30 plus hour commitment to even try to understand what's going on.
yeah, and there are some series like if they were going to do series, they should have been like self-contained, like like the first one, Loki. Loki was a good one, and people still like that series because of that, because it was self-contained in a good way, right? And and like George did with the Clone Wars and with other animation that they can complement but tell other stories
Yeah.
that are not part of the main stories, right? So you take Clone Wars from Star Wars, for example, and he's just telling the story of Ahsoka's and the Clone Wars and how the Clone Wars work, right? Just
Hmm.
between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, there is a huge gap of I don't know how many years, right? So
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
where they are that series trying to fill
You
in.
can play with that. Hmm.
Yeah, you have a lot, you can play with that's like the strategy that they should have taken, right? Like let's take something in between and let's expand that, or let's tell a story that is outside and doesn't like have to be connected. That's the problem, right? Like they trying to have everything like interconnected and stuff like that, and
It's a nightmare. It's a
it's very,
nightmare.
very, very, very hard. And yeah, there are not continuation problems with Secret Invasion. It's just that it doesn't make sense, right? They have to change the formula of of the superhero um, journey in a movie, right? Because they have a formula like first act, then the problem, and then you have like the build up to the big fight scene, and mostly made of CGI and a spectacle, and then the heroes win, right? And they don't have to do that with series, a series can go on and go on. Yeah, you have a season finale, but that season finale is it doesn't have to be like the bigger than life fight that we are used to in the movies, right? So they have to know that they can have different endings. This the same thing happened with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was a great movie, and I said this before, two-thirds of the movie were great. And then the third act of the movie, someone from Marvel came down and said, no, we need CGI, we need a big monster, and we need just to have something that doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie, but we need to have this because this is what superhero movies should have. And it ruined the movie. And so yeah, they don't know what to do because they have a formula and they want to replicate it everywhere. And at this point they cannot. Yeah, we have talked a lot about this, man. Games now, every game is game of the year, man. Baldur's Gate 3 is popping everywhere you go, right? You go to Twitter and you see Baldur's Game, you go to YouTube and every YouTuber, IGN, GameStop, Skill App is talking about game of the year. Is this the game of the year? And it's funny because not so long ago we were talking about Final Fantasy being game of the year, and then before that it was uh, Heart of the Kingdom. Yeah, it was
Tears.
Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry, being the game of the year. And now it's Baldur's Gate 3.
I
What do you think about the
I
game, man?
I haven't seen a single bit of gameplay.
Wow,
I haven't seen. I
why?
got nothing on it. I've been busy. I've been busy, so I know. But I heard the boss. I heard people talk about it, how good it is, how deep it is, la la la. How and actually, I watched a video yesterday close to it, and of how IGN really praise the game in a cohesive way, which
Yeah,
people are making fun of it, like, oh, IGN is doing an actual review. Because developers and many developers through Twitter or X have mentioned that uh, oh, the Baldur's Gate sets the bar too high because it's impossible to deliver a game of this magnitude with no bugs
yeah,
on the first day's release. Don't expect that to happen because that's too hard. And IGN said like, hey, why are you saying that? That's what you should aim for, not making more excuses and then printing an apology on Twitter with with a screenshot of a letter. And it's interesting. It's interesting because it looks like the game for a game this big to be released with no bugs or malfunctions or I don't know whatever whatever can happen in a plus 100 hours game is really impressive and it's commendable. It's like
yeah,
people
for sure.
if is welcoming in this era where everything is just a big mess with these kind of releases.
And microtransactions and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
supposedly it doesn't have any, not
None,
sure.
none microtransactions. So that's why also people have been like praising this game. Like, okay, it didn't have bugs. It didn't have, it didn't have microtransaction. It didn't have shops. So it's just a game. There's nothing like a DLC. It's just a very good game, well round out game with a story, and we love that for that, right? And I guess good. That that should be what we expect from games we have, but it has getting to a point where this is the outlier, right? Like having a game that is just a game and just that is delivering an idea and a promise. Uh, that's it. Shouldn't be like the outlier. My my complaint, and let me share my screen because I have a couple of things that I want to share with you because you haven't seen anything, man, and I need
No,
you to.
just a cinematic is a cinematic, so that's not gameplay. So I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah. So
say.
this is actually a gameplay from my boy fighting cowboy. Um, so this is a very slow turn-based game, as you will
Certain
see.
YouTubers complain
You
the
will
characters
see
are too
your
horny. I
turn, and
mean,
then
they
you have
are very
characters
horny.
here on the
Yeah,
left that
if
you.
you want, just
There's
lower
a
the volume because
borderline
it's overlapping.
Sorry.
unhealthy amount of horniness.
Much as you can. There you go.
Yeah, so
I'm just gonna
it's
deny that. But
a
it's a little
turn
questionable.
base, and you see like the here on the top the bars feeling when you have like your time, and then
Stop. Damn it! I gotta turn off tutorials. It's gonna drive me
um
crazy.
yeah, well, I don't know what
Tutorial.
he's doing, man. My boy.
Uh,
Yeah, there you go. And so
Enjoy that
here's the list of
Don't kill yourself.
characters that will have their turn to play, and it's very, yeah, it's very turn based, very slow,
Kind of want to jump up
3D
there, but
type
I feel like I'm gonna get
of
blasted if I
game.
do.
And so movement, you have
Yeah.
to, you see that line, like where can you move, how many meters can you move, or whatever, and then it
Move
turns
forward a
red
little bit.
if you are out of, I don't know, the scope of what you can do. Then the enemy moves and attacks. Very turn-based game,
All right. Let's see. First
gameplay,
up,
right? So that's Baldur's
let's
Gate.
try.
You have your characters. You have a very
All right.
a story
That's
narrative driven RPG turn-based game. That's um, Baldur's Gate, and you see that he's positioning, like, where is he going to drop this nuke? He's thinking which power he's gonna use from this
range attacks
character,
into or out of it.
and you know that's it. That's the game. And what I wanted to share is, like, and say is, like, yeah, this should be the norm, not having bugs, like, or bugs are, this game has bug, right? But the point is not having unplayable games, right? Because,
Yeah, crashing that you get about,
yeah,
like
yeah,
your game
obviously
crashing
this,
or
yeah,
yeah.
obviously this game had bugs, minor bugs, right? Like stuff, like, it doesn't really matter. But it's just like not having, this should be the norm. And what I don't like is the narrative now that every game that comes up that is playable is game of the year, or that, because we did this with Tears of the Kingdom, and we have such a short memory as humans now, that we are very much like prisoners of the now, right, of the moment, right? So Tears of the Kingdom was huge, huge, and people seem to forget, right, that was huge on TikTok because of the videos of the crazy stuff that people were doing, huge on numbers, huge on sales, huge on everything, right? And it was huge also on Metacritic, and huge on some other stuff, right? So, and then it came um it came Final Fantasy 16, right? And Final
Hmm.
Fantasy 16 was also highly praised. Everyone was talking, except Skill Up, talking about Game of the Year. We covered that here, and you had people all over the place just streaming it and talking about it, and whatever. And now we have Baldur's Gate 3 also, which is just as the other ones. It's just a well run up without microtransaction games, no bugs, and now this is the game of the year, and then next game that comes up without microtransactions, and it's just, I think, just the narrative is not good, right? This game, in my opinion, shouldn't be game of the year. Why? Because this game is a, I don't know how to put this, but is a very niche focused game, right? And
Yeah, it's a niche. That's a niche game. Yeah, I can agree with that. I looking at it, I played many games like that before. I haven't played a game like that in
in
years.
years,
In
in
years.
decades, I would
In,
say.
in
In
years. Yeah, but I play games like that, Heroes of Might and Magic, and it was a series that I really like. I played like four of their games, and it has a similar vibe. It gets vibe similar to, I guess, closer to us will be Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know if you
Yeah,
play.
yeah, I
Uh,
played the hell of that game, but yeah, you get my point. Like, yeah, this is a very niche game. The thing is that it got wrapped up in the narrative of, hey, we are letting you do whatever you want. Now you can have sex with bears, and that was like the hype before the video game released. It was, you can have sex with bears. And then the hype when the release came is that you can choose dicks. And you have, in Twitter, you have like reactions of different streamers that were playing through the game. And so when they were creating their characters, the big thing was, let's took off the
Nudity on it.
yeah, the underwear, So
Uh-huh.
then the game just shows you what's underneath, and then you can, and it has types of dicks and vaginas that you can choose. So there is dick one, two, three, four, five, whatever, and it has different shapes and form. And I'm sorry if I'm being too, but I'm just narrating what it is, and I don't want to show it. But and that was the narrative, right? Like, oh, okay, the nudity and the edginess of, we're gonna let you do whatever you want. You can have sex with anything you can want to have sex in the game, and you can choose the length of your package down there, and you're gonna feel, yeah, it got brought up in like in that narrative, and it got blown out. My opinion is that it got blown out of proportion. This is a good game, very niche game. This is not a game for everyone, and yeah, the numbers on the Steams are like very high. I don't know, 800,000 gamers or games, but the thing for me, the thing is just that um, this game is just so niche. No game is for everyone. There is no game that is like for truly everyone, maybe except like Mario or something,
Mario or Pokemon.
or Pokemon. But yeah, no game is for everyone. Every game has a target audience, but this target audience is just so defined. Not everyone is playing it. I know streamers that are not playing it, and I told you this week. If someone gifted me Baldur's Gate 3, most likely I won't play it. I won't
Man,
open it because I have other stuff that I do want to play.
yeah,
You know?
that's the thing with games, like what I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. And you know by fact that it's a long game, so it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I got stuff that I want to actually play, like it's in my backlog,
Yeah.
because
No,
it's
so
there, it's sitting there because I'm gonna play it, not because I don't want
I don't. So,
to.
for example, if you come to me, right, and you give me a physical, you're gonna give me Baldur's Gate 3 of or God of War, and let's say Baldur's Gate 3 becomes the game of the year. Which one do you think I'm gonna choose?
You're gonna play God of War because you know the narrative, you know the character.
Because that's a game I want to play because I know the gameplay, I know the characters. I wanna finish that story. That and I enjoy that gameplay more than Baldur's Gate 3, and that's why I would choose God of War. I would choose Horizon. I would choose Elder Ring. I would choose any of the games I have in my backlog.
Sekiro, yeah.
Yes, Sekiro. If someone Sekiro is a how many years old game, but if you give me Sekiro
Yeah,
versus Baldur's Gate 3,
like when we both played Bloodborne,
yeah,
we Bloodborne is really old. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive game, but we both played and it because we wanted to play it.
yeah, because we were drawn so heavy to that game, and if you put me to choose Bloodborne versus Baldur's Gate 3, I would choose Bloodborne all day long. So it's not that I think that this game is bad. I just think that the narrative has gone up so, and I think again we're just caught in the moment, right? When the fury, sex, and soft porn hype dissolves into a couple of months when we have the next big game dropped, right? We still have we still have a couple of big hitters like down the line. It's only August, right? And so we have Starfield, we have Spider-Man, and we have other
Oh
games.
yeah, Spider-Man. Now then, Spider-Man is gonna become the next one because Starfield, there's a lot of things going on, but
Look, so
Starfield is a wild card for me.
it's a wild card. Yeah, so we still have plenty of games, and it's just we're so caught up, right? And now we're caught up of okay, the ranked Metacritic.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Resident Evil came out this year too.
this key year, and it was also talked as early game of the year. Resident Evil 4 is there, and the thing is that yeah, Metacritic's gonna be very hard because again, this is a very good game for a very specific niche. So those guys that are playing Baldur's Gate is because they already have played Baldur's Gate 2 and 1 and they love that and they are gonna
Yeah, like the main
commit,
people aiming going down
which is
Baldur's
good.
Gate 3 are people that most likely play the other two. and but the gap between this is like 15 plus years, so that's why you're gonna see someone really old playing the game and really into it. But as you're mentioning, is the hype of the moment, is the next, the new chick on the block, I guess. The new hot chick on the block is, so everyone's talking about it, everyone knows about it, everyone wants to meet it, to in this case they want to see the game, and obviously it happened what it happened with the, the the choose your own adventure length.
Yeah. Look.
And go play with the druid and do it in bear form.
Yeah.
Because why not?
It's
And
just that. Yeah.
that helps the game in a, I guess, in a particular way, but it sells,
It
and
sells. It's popular to talk about that, especially
uh,
nowadays when we have trans agenda and we have fury agendas now. I guess. Look, this guy has a great post here, a great tweet. It says Zelda has near 200 reviews. BG3 has less than 20 reviews. It's just blown out of proportion. The niche, Zelda was almost for everyone.
mhm.
Almost for everyone. I would say that almost everyone could have played that game, and it was heavily reviewed, as this guy is well putting it, and it stood the test of time and the test of popularity and the test of just being the thing of the month, right? And I agree with this man, right? This Quimax, he said it's a good game, but I wouldn't call it, the game of the year. It's popular, so it's being reviewed positive. Yeah, it's very popular. This guy says it's the best RPG. I don't know if so we haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but
That's
what
debatable. The best RPG is depends. RPG has become this broad term
correct.
because everything is an RPG these days. God of War is an RPG. The Witcher
It
is an
has
RPG
RPG element.
elements, but it's not the core of the game. For me, a pure RPG game will be like not the actual
I want to
Final
see you.
Fantasy, because now it has action elements as well. But the old Final Fantasies will be the closest thing to an actual RPG.
I don't know. I don't know if you would agree with me, but the best RPG I've played in a while, I would still have just like pure RPG, because, as you said, everything has element of RPG. I think it would have to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. Still, even though they have an more action ATB type of gameplay, I
But
think that's,
yeah, it's close, and the
or,
I
or
know
maybe you played Witcher 3. That's more RPG. I don't know if that's RPG.
it's yeah, the action is there, because you play with the character, and the character you use in real time. You use the character. Yeah,
So
we call it an
what do we
RPG
define
heavy.
as RPG? We
These
have played
days,
a lot
these
of RPG.
days, nothing is a pure RPG. Nothing.
Nothing is a pure. But what is a pure RPG? I guess that's what I want to come down to. What do you define as a pure RPG?
For me, and this is in my head because
Yeah.
that's how for me an RPG, and then, but if I say this, then it's gonna be close to Baldur's Gate. It has to have some sort of turn-based elements for me to be a,
Really? Uh,
for me in my head. Why? Because that's how I was introduced to RPGs.
but
It
because but maybe okay. My argument against that definition is that it was a technological limitation
too
rather
that's true.
than a core design. Because someone could say that then RPG they need to be 2D, like the JRPGs of old time, like Chrono Trigger, and all that stuff, because those were 2D, and people still do that type of 2D games, right?
Hmm.
Uh, for me, an RPG it needs to have roles. It's in the name,
Yeah, that too.
and
That too.
and
Mhm.
you need to and then by extension you need to have multiple characters to be a pure RPG, because by having multiple characters, then you can have roles, right? Like when I played Final Fantasy VII, the original one, you know, Ares played the role of a healer better than of a DPS, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you use that character in that way. Claude, you use it more like a DPS. And then you have Tifa, who has like a mix of a close fighting DPS, and then you have a ranged DPS on Barret, or you can turn that into attack. You know, and you had different characters that play different roles, and you make the decision of having three. So you needed to choose which three you played, and maybe
Mm.
you chose that depending on the fight that you were gonna encounter. So that type of decision of role playing is what made core. So I cannot say that a game that only has one character is actually role playing. Is it actually a pure core RPG? You know, like for example, let's say God of War, right? It has RPG elements, but I cannot say that it's
But
a
it's an action game at
exact
its core. At
at its
its
core.
core.
Yeah, same
Mm-hmm.
thing with Horizon. Same thing with
Hmm.
other stuff. For me to be a pure RPG game, it needs to have different characters with different roles, and you make the decision which one to use in a different in a given time. That's like the purest like definition I can come up with. And by that definition, obviously Baldur's Gate 3 is a pure RPG game, but
Mm-hmm.
also it's Final Fantasy 7, the original and the remake, right? That you
Mm.
have roles. You need to be playing with roles and building those roles, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
had builds like for your Barrett, and you had builds for your for you know, and Felipe had different builds, you know, and you both tried to okay, no, I'm trying, I don't know, Barrett becoming like a self healing machine tank type of guy, and Felipe was trying other stuff, you know, but
Mm.
those were roles, and that's the fun of the role RPG.
That's the freedom you have with it.
Yeah,
That
that you have three characters and you can build them to fill a role, and you did it very well. You have those streams in your channel, so that's for me like a role playing RPG where you have to sit and think. And I remember that in your stream you used to like just like is pause and think and go into the wheels of building and okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to spend this on this guy, or do you know, because you were developing a strategy for each one, a role for each one of the characters, and you had to make that decision. And if we go back and see your streams, we will find like 5 minutes stops of you thinking.
menuing.
Anyway, yeah, you remember that? Like you going through the menu like 5 minutes every now and then just to think and strategize and come up with the role, and then you go out and play, and then you win some more points. And okay, let me think. You know, that's role playing game for me at its core. And yeah, Baldur Gate 3, it looks like a pure RPG. I just cannot see myself in this moment of my life playing again um, a turn-based game like in a 100 an hour. So I love turn-based games, like for example in the mini game in Final Fantasy 7, you know, or in the mini
Hmm.
game of Horizon, or in Tower Defense. All that mini games, I love them because it's just again a game that is just, but in a narrative like 110 hours doing that we just saw, like moving and every turn is you have to wait. That's too much for me at this moment. I will, for bigger games, longer games, I prefer the action because I can go at my own pace. Action RPG, if you want to call it, or ATB like Final Fantasy 7. For mini games like what's the name of the mini game? I forgot that. Fortress, or the mini game in Final Fantasy 7.
I
Um,
haven't played it. It's the Condor. No, I can't remember this.
yeah,
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
yeah, those type of mini games where you have turns to put your or the mini game, for example, in Horizon, which is a very good mini game.
I
um
hated it.
you hated it.
I hated
I
it.
love every second of
I
that game.
no, it's good. It's good, but I some of the mechanics I is deep and it's not deep, but I we didn't.
We have to do that next week. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't. There are mini games that I can waste my life on. Games with mini games where I can waste my life.
I think the Horizon one is one of the best. I
No,
think
it's good. I saw the potential. I saw, but I was like, I can't be bothered with this. I got too many things to do on there.
that's the other thing. Yeah. And you know what I did? Just I don't want to debate. I knew I would love that mini game, so I made a conscious decision to not play it until the end.
Okay, that's another way to put it.
So I went through the whole story. I haven't. I am now in the end.
Have
But
you finished it?
no, I haven't.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm studying and I'm doing a lot. I have all the trophies and all the stuff.
Hmm.
Because I can do that in short periods of time, like
Hmm.
going and trophy hunting. So what I did is I finished all the trophies, but I haven't had the time to finish the story. So I am in the end. And so I said, okay, I know this is the end because it's saying like, are you sure you want to do this? Okay, I said,
Oh
okay,
yeah, that's the final mission.
yeah, that's the final mission. And I said, okay, no, because I don't have the time. I have to study. I have to other stuff. So let me get all the
No,
trophies.
and I can tell you it's long, so you just yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I got all the trophies. I played the mini game. Then I played the arena. I played the hunters lodge. So I did all those like stuff, and I enjoyed the mini game then because I knew if I started when I could have started like in the through the progress of the history, I would then completely waste too much time playing that game and getting I know myself because that was what I did with Final Fantasy VII when I started playing that Condor game, which is just I think it's one and two, man. Condor and then this Horizon is just so good. But yeah, that for me is role playing. I don't know if this is gonna be game of the year. We will still have to wait. Uh,
I guess the best thing to say about us, we still have how many months? 4 months in 4 months of this year, and we know big games are coming out. I totally forgot about Spider-Man because my timeline in my head is just mess. Is I had other priorities right now, and so, but I totally forgot about that. And most likely, that game is gonna be good. I know it's going to be good, and I know I'm gonna play eventually because. But first, I got so many crap I gotta play first, and now I started reading. I'm gonna get there, but yeah,
Look,
there's yeah, people are going. Then are gonna, especially because PlayStation has this like the console people have like their own how can you call that their passion, I guess let's call it passion.
yeah,
The people are, oh, this is the best game, that's why PlayStation is the best.
but also the PC games because this is a PC game. Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's a
and
PC game, and so they haven't had like a game this good like in a long time. So also booming. It's everything. It's just the narrative. It's just this is a PC game. So these guys they haven't played God of War. Most likely, they haven't played Final Fantasy 16. They haven't played most likely not all of them. Hearts of the Tears of the Kingdom. And this is
yeah,
a pure PC, man. It's crazy to think that
this is just PC.
just PC, man, just PC, just PC. This is not on
Well,
PlayStation. This is not on Switch. This is not on Xbox ecosystem. This is just on Steam, which makes it crazy when you think about it. Yeah, yeah.
I thought that
So I'm
this.
looking at GameSpot here, and it has. I was gonna share this screen. I was gonna share what's coming for the rest of the year, man.
No,
And
no, no,
it's
Baldur's Gate. Ah, no, it's up. Ah, right now
look, it's a piece.
is yeah, but it's going to be on PlayStation.
Just like PlayStation games, they're gonna be on PC like in 2 years.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no, no, yeah, but it's a
release.
there's a pre-order. But the way I see these kind of games is especially well, I got the same thing, the same thought with Diablo. Diablo for me is a PC game,
Yeah,
and this one it will be. I'm definitely sure that this is going to be more comfortable to play it on PC than playing with a controller.
Yeah, and look at the screen I'm sharing. So
Mm.
released, on release, yeah, this is Baldur's Gate is a PC game. Yeah, release date
Mm.
Baldur's Gate August 3, and look at what we still have common one. This is a lot of stray, yeah, whatever. A lot of who cares game. No, no, no. I don't mean to say that, but yeah, it's just a lot of other not non contenders for game of the.
Not super triple A releases.
Yeah, yeah. These are A or double A releases. This is a Mortals of Avenum,
Oh
which
yeah, an Armor Core is coming, and a lot
Armor
of people are
Core
talking
is,
about
yeah,
that
yeah. We still have to see
because
what.
it's from software game, so it
Yeah.
has a lot of people looking forward to it.
So yeah, this is coming August 25, as is Immortals of Avium. So we have two AAA games still coming this week, and this one is coming. Armor Core is coming to PS5, to Xbox, and to PC. So it has a wider audience in a release window, right? Than Baldur's Gate. Then
The
you go to
Starfield.
September. We will have Baldur's Gate on PS5 on September. You will have Starfield also on September. So most likely the narrative will ship to Starfield in this point, if it's good or bad. And then Monster Hunters now,
Mortal Kombat.
Lies of P. Okay, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, for sure, it's gonna be also maybe not Game of the Year because this is also very niche. This is
It's a fighting game.
fighting game, yeah, but it's just so niche. And then you go into October, and you have Assassin's Creed Mirage. Okay, whatever, people are going fans of that. They're gonna Alan Wake 2. It's coming
Mm.
also in October, and
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is coming in October. It's a lot of good games still coming to. Man, people forgot a Howard Legacy. Well, this was not a game of the year, but yeah, Howard Legacy. Persona 5 Tactica. This is a pure RPG. Also, Persona 5. This is also um, turn-based. Yeah. So still a lot of games come down the line. So I think it's just we're prisoners of the moment when we talk about game of the year, and just the Fury agenda, man. The Fury agenda. It's just real. It's just real, man.
There are people too.
There are people too, and they wanna express themselves, and yeah, man, it's just the narrative around the bear stuff is just, oh man, it's just so crazy. This is the time where we live in, but yeah. So I guess people that are playing it enjoy it. I don't know if I don't think you and I are ever gonna play it. I don't think even Felipe is gonna play it. That he plays everything.
No, maybe he is. He's doing it right now. Maybe we don't know.
No, he was playing Final. When I talked to him, he was playing Final Fantasy 16, and he said that he wanted to try to finish that and have some time for that. So yeah, he's doing Final Fantasy 16. Yes, I don't think he's gonna be doing.
I'm buying clothes.
I'm buying clothes. Yeah, Felipe. So man, I think that's it for us today. Anything you wanna also bring to attention to talk about?
No, I think that's good. So far, yeah. You gotta just watch Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah, we're gonna watch that today,
and let me know. And we can also talk. And then the next time will be maybe on a movie focused stream because I want to talk about Star Wars movie because I rewatched them all now. Well, the original two trilogies.
yeah.
Not all because I don't. My wife already told me like I
So
don't
you
want
wanna
to
talk
watch.
of
I
Star
don't want to watch.
Wars?
I don't want to watch the last three. And I'm like, okay.
Man, you should watch Clone Wars with Andrew. And Andrew, I think she would enjoy Clone Wars.
Yeah, maybe I don't know because sometimes the thing with her is that it's hard to. There's a lot of things that we haven't watched, and it's really hard for her to put her like, okay, no, now we're gonna watch this. Why? And like, because we gotta watch it. But why?
Yeah. So what is on your list before we go? for
There,
series.
oh, series. There's a lot of anime I want to watch. We haven't watched Renor Kenshin, the
Okay.
new one. We haven't watched Vinland Saga. I want to watch that. We haven't finished watching Bleach. That's releasing. There's also Mushoku Tensei. There's a lot of things. Actually, there's a lot of things that I want to watch, but we haven't. We haven't because we were watching Star Wars. We were
Okay.
we watching Star Wars.
Rewatching Star Wars.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
And
just
why
watch
why did you
the.
decide to go back and watch it?
I don't know.
Just curious.
She said like I want to watch Star Wars and she says like okay let's go that road let's push that narrative. I gotta take the moment. I gotta take my small opportunity windows and
Maybe, well,
I
maybe
gotta go.
because she's into Star Wars now. Maybe you can propose. Okay, hey, do you want to try watching?
I
Uh,
told her. I tried that. Because I haven't watched it. Like, but she saw the amount of episodes, and she was like, "Oh no, there are too many." I'm like, "Okay, well,
yeah,
maybe later."
there are a lot of episodes, and this is gonna be. I don't know if this is gonna be a good thing to tell you or a bad thing to tell you. Um, in good old Star Wars fashion, because George Lucas is just like this, or Lucasfilm was like this. The good times. Um, there are two orders in which you can watch this
Mm, yeah.
series
Uh,
because there are some episodes, yeah, that like are that in the timeline are back and yeah, are not the release is not sequential in the timeline, like,
mm-hmm.
but it's not like it's very screwed up, but it's just like a couple of ones that you should like some people like recommend. I did that when I watched it. I did the chronological order, just as for example the movies. I don't know if you did the chronological order or if you went with the release.
Yeah, we went with episode 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, so something like that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just very very much like this that stuff. It's just like a couple of episodes that you need like to shift from the original one. And I even think that Disney Plus has that option.
Yeah,
I
they have that. I saw it, and they have like they suggest a chronological order. I'm like, huh, what's
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
And
so
and
you
then
don't
they
have
have
to.
the timeline.
Yeah, so you don't have to think like, oh, I need to now jump back and forward. So they have that like an option, which I think is just great. Let me share that with you. So they have that right below. You
Mm-hmm.
find a list of the listed official, yeah. And yeah, so it's just shifting like a couple episodes first, and then this is just season 2, 16, season 1, something like that.
Oh God.
Yeah, because it's not like it just the six is the season, and then yeah, there is. It's just like you watch first these couple of episodes. It's just
Oh. Oh.
the beginning.
That looks like homework.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it because it's already on Disney Plus. And I did it. The series is actually only 133 episodes.
Only.
Only 100. Man, it's good. There are some. This series is only 30 minutes or 20 minutes actually. So if you go to stream it, you'll see that this is a short series. It's a 20-minute episode. Uh, so it's not like a 1 hour episode type of stuff. Like, yeah, that you really have to work just 20 minutes. Yeah, I highly recommend like this episode. It's just all George Lucasfilm, very good short stories about the war.
Hmm.
And the final seasons is just too good, and the final episode is just uh too damn good, man, too damn good, just to see all the story coming together. Yeah, okay. I finished Dragon Ball Z also this week. Yeah,
why, but yeah, whatever.
but I was here working or studying. I spent
Yeah,
most of
it
my
was background. It was your background series.
yeah. I spent most of my time in this beautiful chair, which I hate, and I need to buy another one. But yeah, so I had it here like on the background watching Dragon Ball Z on English dub, and I finished it all, man. Hot takes, hot takes. Gohan isn't that bad as we used to think, man. The whole story when you watch it, like I did, um, it's just come together way better than what I had in my mind back then. Because, as you know, back then we used to watch reruns of arcs.
Yeah,
Like,
the issue were the reruns because if you it felt like you never leave that arc.
yeah, exactly. So it seems like Gohan is never evolving, and then he's always this whimsical, like the first arc. If you repeat that, I don't know, arc uh, with Vegeta, let's say the arc, let's say that's an arc, the arc until Vegeta. If you rewatch that over and over again, Gohan is just gonna taste like ass, because you don't see that character evolving. But if you watch like the whole series, as we do now, right? When we have streaming, uh, it just comes so much better, man. And I think I have found like a new appreciation of Gohan. If you watch like until from the beginning until he defeats Cell, it's just like I think that's the best arc Akira Toriyama wrote in terms of character development, because Akira Toriyama, for all his good deeds or all his praises, like bringing into the mainstream anime, he's not a very good storyteller, right?
No, that's not his strong. His strongest asset for him and what made Dragon Ball before the animation came out was his the the manga. The manga. He was such a good manga artist.
Yeah,
He
the
used
drawing.
how he used the panels to convey motion, action, and movement on the fights. He was because obviously the show shows you the fight.
Yeah, yeah, and it's very well done.
But if you see the manga, you see how he make the traces in order for you, like Vegeta attacks here and then goes behind the target. He makes it in a way that it moves in your head.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and he's a very good artist also. I think like the
Mhm.
drawings of the characters, he did a very good job, and it's very iconic. But he's not a very good storyteller. But
Mhm.
I think like the best character development and arc is Gohan, man. Gohan is just when you watch it like completely and you understand that he was like 5, 6, I don't know, years old when he was forced to train with Piccolo, and then when all that stuff happened and his father dying, and then going to he actually volunteered to go to Namekusei. He started to evolve from the like crying little baby into the most powerful fighter in the series, and some people say like in the universe. Very very good. I think when you watch it like that, I found like a new appreciation of it. Wow, so Gohan really did evolve really fast, and he started to take up on challenges. But he was different than his father, right? He's not like a go-getter, like a go I want to fight everyone and test my power. He just doesn't want people to die. That's Gohan's thing. He wants, like a Captain American vibe. Like he's not picking fights like maybe Goku does. He wants to protect people, and that's Gohan thing. And when you watch it like that, I thought, oh wow, I got a new, because when we watch it, we all hated Gohan so much, man, so much, and
The thing, yeah, Gohan.
unwarranted. I think it's unwarranted.
Gohan, I think what makes people, and in my particular case, didn't like Gohan is that then the series become uh, focused on him at the end, after Cell Saga. That was a great close up for Gohan. But then it goes Majin Buu, and they focus on his high school years, and like, I don't care about this.
Yeah,
On my case,
but he wasn't bad like in high school. Like yeah, it wasn't
oh, the
maybe appealing
the
to us at the
the
time.
great Saiyaman,
The Great Siam. Yeah,
that I hate that
it's
part.
just I know you know what I think of that. I think of that as Japanese.
Trying to be funny.
Yeah, Japanese yeah comic. That's the Japanese comic that doesn't translate to us. You know, it's just
Yeah, that
it's just that Japanese humor. That's a word I was trying to
I
use. It's that
I
Japanese humor that like high school Japanese type of humor that we don't get and we don't like. I don't like that type of like high school drama being a superhero type of
mm,
um
yeah, it didn't
in that
translate for me
well
back in those days, and now I don't like it either, and I
I,
still don't like it.
so I
The,
saw that arc, yeah, and yeah, the first arc for Gohan, the Until Cell, the arc is just way better.
mm,
But then there is a big gap, a big time of
yeah, time
peace,
skip.
a time skip, and a time of peace, right? Where
Mm,
Goku is not on Earth. He is only with Chi Chi, which is the worst character in the whole series. She's the crazy one, and watching her now is just oh my god, she's just toxic and completely man. I don't know. I also think I have a new appreciation for Gohan just because he had to put up with that type of mom. And you and I have a particular type of mom that I said, oh man, you are one of us. You
I'm
had
sorry, you have scars. You're broken
you're
inside.
broken. I understand what you went through, man. I went through something similar. Yeah, I think that also helped because man, Chichi was so crazy. And yeah. So in that time skip, I understand what maybe Akira was trying to do. Like, okay, now it's a peacetime, and in peacetime he focused on other stuff because Goku was not around to keep on training. So Chichi was focused on having him be a student and all that stuff. It kind of makes sense in a certain way. Maybe he could have had skipped the whole Saiyaman thing. It was very short when you watch it like a stream, like, and then it gets into Majin Buu. I guess what he was trying to say is that in peacetime they all get comfortable because the same thing happened to Goku at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. The beginning of Dragon Ball Z is like
Yeah, Piccolo
peace.
was the highest threat, and then it goes back like, yeah, well, been training, but not that much because I'm a family man now.
Yeah, exactly. Like peacetime made Goku like stop like pushing himself, and at the end of the Dragon Ball Z series, he goes with Oop because he doesn't want to make that same mistake. And I think
Hmm.
it's more clear now. Like he recognized, okay, we're in peacetime, but we cannot stop training, and I'm gonna go and train with this guy because he's gonna make me push myself, and I'm gonna push him, and we cannot let our guard down in peacetime. So it's a good like arc also on Goku's. Also, it comes very strong that Goku is trying to find a replacement for him in the world. Like he doesn't want to be the savior of the world like all the time. So at the beginning that's Gohan, and then he does Oop, and obviously he has to defeat Majin Buu. But yeah, he's looking for like he doesn't want to be so dependable to the world or to the peace of the world,
Hmm.
and that's why he wanted to stay dead, right? He wanted to just, hey, don't revive me. I'm okay with it. Just let me go and I'll stay dead. He wanted some
He
peace.
wanted to say that to get away from Chichi.
Maybe, man. The woman is crazy. I'm telling you, that woman is completely unhinged. It's just amazing. Yeah, I saw that. It was a good background. Um, Dragon Ball Z is not that long, man. It's just I don't know how many chapters it were, but
Well, if you watch it like you did, like that you put in because you already knew the story and you just
yeah,
let it on autoplay, it goes by really fast. And because you're working, I don't know, say 8 hours a week, you let it on the background, you're gonna finish it in less than a month.
yeah, and that's basically what I did, right? So it has let me see. I didn't watch everything because I skipped the fillers. It has 290 episodes. But yeah, without fillers, maybe that's 200. I don't know, 50 or something like that. Um, yeah, but so it was a easy background noise. Okay, man, that was it. That was my week. I don't know what I'm gonna have in background now because I need something that doesn't distract me a lot. So maybe I will go back to music. I cannot have something that I have to have something that I already watched because if it's something new, I'm gonna be distracted.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. It's not, yeah, you do that with, especially with work. You put something that, what I do is put a podcast or look a video that I already watch and let it leave it there, and so it keeps me company in a way.
Yeah. So Goku was my company. Okay, man. That's it. That's it for
That's-
today. Next week we have then a lot to talk about. Maybe we do a movie podcast.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay, man.
yeah. All
Go.
right. So what we got? Don't forget to follow us on social media at OnlyFillers. And also, obviously, subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can see our lovely faces. Leave your comment below. Don't forget to like. And we also on Spotify. You can follow us there. You can listen to this in the podcast setup. So we will be uploading this episode soon. So take care, everyone. See you soon.